right, good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Welcome to Economic Development Ministries Business Class. Today is Saturday, April 11th, 2015. And I'm glad you could join us, Joseph. We have Joseph on Skype and a few newcomers today. And right now, before I forget, I want to remind you all to turn off your ringers and things like that. And I'll remember to do that when I sit down as well. If you have to take a call, please step outside and do that. Today, we're going to be attacking your commitment to what it is you say that you want and the stability financially that you're claiming that you want. So, make sure you got your laptops out and everything ready to go, because not only is this an academic class, this is a work class. We do work here. So, is your mind ready? We're going to be setting our goals. I passed out index cards last week for people to fill out. The ones who were here a little earlier, I handed them back and asked them to check off what you did do this week and hand them back to me, because I will follow up with you this week to make sure you complete your list as closely as possible. And with that, I'm going to bring Donald Ashton up to the front. Get the class started.
Gotta kiss my wife. Yeah. Okay. I want to thank you guys for getting up on. I know it's hard to get up on a Saturday morning, especially when you've been busy all week, and then you have to come to what's considered a business class. But this is not just a class about information. This is not about academics. I believe heavily in academics. I'm wearing a Miramar shirt, not because I'm a traitor to Mesa College. Also, I'm also at Mesa College, but I'm wearing this because I just believe in education, and that's my 100% focus when it comes down to this room. How many people are in college in this room? Yeah, a lot of EDM members are in college, and we got more of them too that are also in college. And my goal is to get you credentialized. We want your credentials. We want you to be involved in academics, and we want you to also be making your money. So when I talk about academics in this class, I want to also talk about it from a perspective of making it applicable. So if you get a grade in school and it's like an A, you can't. What can you do with that A? Can you pay a bill? Yes. You can pay a bill. Actually, you can. So if you have a BA degree, how do you make money with your BA degree? How do you do that? How do you translate that into something that's going to be able to provide not only for your future, but for your children's future? And that's what this class is about. It's showing you how to practically apply everything that it is that you come across. Now, somebody told me something. And my wife told me to be careful when I talk to people and how I talk to people, because sometimes I run people out of the class, and there was somebody credentialed up. They had a master's degree. Phenomenal individual. If you look at the person on paper, they were just on top of the world. They had everything that they should have had. One problem that I had a problem with was they also had debt. Hi, Liz, Mike. Which means school debt. They graduated from school and they had school debt. Why does a person graduate with a master's degree, which means you have mastered something, but you haven't mastered you haven't mastered the art of money. You haven't mastered the art of really living? Because think of it. What's college about? It's meant to teach you how to think and how to apply that thinking. So how can you come out of school with a master's degree having debt, when they have all of these opportunities for you to be able to reduce that debt down to zero and nothing? And in some cases, if you want to give back to society by teaching, they will remove that debt 100%. Think of it like this. Somebody told me that they put in for my sister. Now, she graduated. She's actually got a master's degree, and she graduated from UCSC. I didn't know she had a master's, but she has a master's degree, graduated from USD, has student debt. I said, what's your problem coming from the family that we come from, that you have student debt and you had a master's degree? It don't make sense. She told me she put in for 3 scholarships and didn't get any money. I said, what? Do you know that from December to January, you know how many scholarships I put in for? Over 30, but I researched over 100. Nice. I sat on a panel with people at this college right here about a year ago. It was a thing that they had at Miramar, and there was 12 students that were sitting up there, and they were talking about scholarships and grants and things like that. Not one person that was on that panel made less than $100,000 for that particular semester. And you know what they said? They said on average they do 50 scholarships per semester. They said they don't go to work because that's their job. Now think about it. EDM is not about working for somebody else, but it's about working for yourself and getting things after you work for yourself to work for you. So you do less work, and then you have your investments work for you. Now what is this? I don't even need to go further. What is that word? What am I getting ready to write? What word? You guys know it. We talk about it all. I know you're going to get it after this. There we go. Why? What does that mean? What does that mean to an investor?
A lot. You take a little what you have and use that to gain control of a lot.
Okay.
I guess, if you will.
If I have $1 What am I worth as an investor?
$1.
What am I worth as an investor if I have $1?
100.
Come on, you guys. We got a classroom full of people. We got 2 people who started this thing off in the very back. Okay, let's do it from an investment perspective. You have $10,000. How much real estate can you get with that?
Well, with leverage, a lot more than 10,000.
If you have a $100,000 home, do they require you to give them $100,000?
No.
No. Okay. What do they require you to give? If you're just, you got good credit, how much do they want you to put down, Lab?
20%.
20%.
20%. Okay, we'll do 20% because right now we're still trying to kill the consumer, and so the consumer is going to put down 20%. What I mean by kill the consumer, I want you to stop thinking like the average person thinks. Because guess what a banker can do for you if you have no job, no cash, no assets, nothing, and you're living on the street. And you walk in and you say, how much money can you loan me? That's my daughter. She's pissed off. She's pissed off. She knows where I'm getting ready to go. How much can they loan you if you have no job, no assets, and no cash? How much can that banker loan you if you walk into Wells Fargo?
Nothing.
Anything he wants.
Not anything that he wants.
Nothing.
You have to ask him this. You have to frame it for some people because they don't know. Some people have the power and don't know that they have the power to give you what it is that you want. You have to ask him, what is he authorized to give you? That's a whole other question. That's an investor question. That's not a consumer going in there saying, I don't have the credit, I don't have the cash, I don't have the assets. That's saying, what are you authorized to give me? And you know what he starts to say? Well, when it comes from that perspective, a few $100,000. You don't have to have a job. You don't have this is without him having to go to the higher ups. He can sign off on that. You don't have to have an ask. You don't have to have anything. So what is it that you have to have? A relationship. You have to have more than an idea, you have to have the connections. You have to come and you have to be able to follow through on what it is that you say you're going to follow through. This is why this man has the authority to give you resources regardless of you having credit, assets, or a job. And that's because some things come across bankers and they have to be able to make a call based off of their judgment, and they use their power to make those judgments. And guess what the banking industry does? It gives them the authority to make those calls. So when you think like a consumer that I have to put 10% down, no you don't, because if you're a consumer with good credit, you're looking more like along the line of 10% down. But let's get away from a consumer with good credit because we're investors. When you start talking about investors, you're talking about 5% down. You're talking about 1% down and 0% down, because now you're making the asset close on the deal for you. You know what an asset-based loan is? That means the asset, regardless of who you are or what you are, closes the deal. So now you don't need money. So now when we talk about $1 in the hands of an investor, what is a dollar? It just depends. So we have $1 and we leverage that $1. Well, typically, what is that? In the form of the stock market, let's look in the stock market so you can really understand what we're talking about when I talk about money. If I get a 10% return on a $10,000 investment in the stock market, what am I going to get back in 1 year?
That's really good.
10%, the stock market is giving a 10% return. I put 10,000 up. What do I get back? $1,000. That's an easy math, and I hate math, but that's a very easy one right there. I get $1,000 back by investing my money in the stock market and getting a 10% return if it's $10,000. That's not the kind of investor I want to be, because I just lost a lot of money. Because it coincides with what's going on in real estate. Same return, generally speaking. So if you're getting a 10% return in the stock market and you're getting a 10% return on real estate, but you put $10,000 up, you don't get the same amount of money back. You get it leveraged off the value of the property. It's not based off of your down payment. So you get 10% off of a $100,000 investment. So you get $10,000 back. You doubled your money in the same time just by rethinking it different.